there, Bibby Bobka, enjoying retirement. Are you retired now, Bibby? That's pretty good if you're retired. I am retired. Got to adjust something here. Before we get rip-roaring ready to go. Okay. So right at 10:30 sharp, I will be starting. Chuck Dupree is in the house. John Fishman. Let me get the entries in for our pre-drawing. Let's see, I got Bibby Bobka. We got Cards in My Car. Chuck Dupree and John Fishman. Got about 2 minutes for our lecture to start, but had to start off with, we're going to be busting open this little package that Left Behind sent me. In case you see things on the label, though not on this label, but when I turn it around you might see it. And I'll move it out of the way in just a minute here. We are doing lesson number 5. Baseball's Many Leagues and Associations. Cards in My Car, Chuck Dupree. And John Fishman. First in the live chat this morning, Bibby Bobka, I've got you in for a couple bonus entries for chatting with me in the stream before I went live. That was kind of nice, chit-chatting a little bit there with Bibby. But yeah, we were going to go over, I got less than a minute to go, so I'm going to preview the rest of this box, turn it around real quick, and we will get ready to rock and roll here. All right, not yet lecture. It's not quite that time yet. But yeah, so this is my Left Behind box. Let me move this out of the way real quick and show you the other side of the label here without bumping the camera too much here. There we have it. You can see at the top there, Left Behind times Blake Toomey. Hall of Fame veteran sports cards and collectibles, Don Blomdahl. It is a 10-pound box. So I'm going to move it out of the way here for our lesson, our lecture. And when we do get into the lecture here, I will be in the background. So I'll be able to chat with you during the lecture if you so desire. But without further ado, it is 10:30. So we are going to get our lecture going.
In 1869, the Cincinnati Baseball Club, popularly known as the Red Stockings, took on all comers during the first season of openly professional play without experiencing a single defeat. That remarkable accomplishment made the Red Stockings the talk of the baseball world, and it had a ripple effect that infected an entire generation of Cincinnati youngsters with a passion for baseball. One of those lads was christened with the imposing name of Byron Bancroft Johnson, whose young playmates understandably shortened that to Ban. Since Ban was only 5 in 1869, his understanding of what made that season historic was probably limited, but he shared in the excitement and became a devotee of the ball field. As the catcher for his high school and college teams, Johnson embraced the challenge of playing the game's most physically demanding position. Those burdens became especially daunting when he was paired with a hard-throwing pitcher who had a wicked in-shoot, a pitch that broke late and toward the batter. Yet as Johnson would later recall with pride, I padded up my fingerless mitt before each game, and afterward I soaked my catching hand in hot salt water for hours. On one occasion, he insisted on continuing to play despite splitting his hand wide open, a decision that left him with a permanent scar. Education was stressed in the Johnson home, and the plan was for Ban to become a lawyer, but he showed little inclination for his studies. After dropping out of law school, he took a job as a sports writer for the Cincinnati Commercial Gazette, and soon made a name for himself with his biting criticisms of Reds owner John T. Brush, described by Johnson as wily, crafty, slick, and oily-tongued. Eventually, Brush retaliated by revoking his tormentor's press pass, so Johnson began buying his own tickets and scribbling his accounts on a clipboard. He soon became a familiar figure to the Cincinnati fans, who egged him on to continue lambasting Brush. In the process, Ban Johnson became increasingly aware of the ways in which both the local team and the entire National League were being mismanaged. His ideas on the subject began to take specific shape following the 1891 season, when the 18 National League and 4 of the 9 teams of the American Association were combined to form a single major league. Initially dubbed the National League and American Association, but later shortened to simply the National League, this new arrangement was based on the belief that being recognized as the only major league would ensure substantial profits. Instead, it soon became evident that competition for that status was the lifeblood of baseball. The experience of covering Brush's Reds on a daily basis made Johnson acutely aware that having 12 teams compete for a pennant was a disastrously bad format. The Reds were by no means a bad team, with astute player-manager Charles Comiskey guiding them to winning seasons in both 1892 and 1893, but it scarcely mattered. In 1893, for example, they were already 15 and a half games out of first place by the end of July, causing fan interest to plummet in August and September. Something needed to be done. Following the 1893 season, Comiskey recommended the 29-year-old Johnson for the presidency of the newly revived Western League, a minor league based in such Midwestern cities as Detroit, Indianapolis, Kansas City, Milwaukee, and Minneapolis. The new position gave him the opportunity to put into practice his ideas, most of which, in one way or another, were designed to ensure that each entrant fielded a strong competitive team, which in turn gave fans in every league city reason to keep the faith. But Johnson's role at the head of the Western League also forced him to work more closely with John Brush, who also owned the Indianapolis team. After only one season as league president, Johnson was planning to submit his resignation until he learned that Brush was plotting to fire him. Unwilling to give his old nemesis that satisfaction, he reversed course and threw all of his energies into making the Western League a success. He continued to butt heads with Brush, who transferred players between his National League team and his Western League team so frequently that it jeopardized the competitive balance that Johnson valued so much. Before long, however, Johnson's efforts began to pay off. With the likes of Comiskey and Connie Mack running its franchises, the Western League emerged as one of baseball's most respected and financially stable minor leagues. By contrast, the National League continued to be weighed down by its unwieldy 12-team format. With each passing season, it became increasingly clear that the league's perennial also-rans were making little effort to field competitive teams. When the 1899 season produced particularly dismal results, John Brush and the other National League owners paid off 4 of its weakest franchises and reverted to an 8-team league. Ban Johnson seized the moment. He changed the name of the Western League to the American League in 1900, a fortuitous choice that coincided with the beginning of what became known as the American Century. The next year, after adding such talented lieutenants as Clark Griffith and John McGraw to run key teams, along with a well-heeled businessman named Charles Summers, who acted as the financial angel for the entire league, Johnson's upstart league directly challenged the National League. With that, an enduring structure for Major League Baseball had been created. Today, baseball fans are accustomed to thinking of the American League and the National League as the 2 components of Major League Baseball, making it easy to imagine Ban Johnson as a visionary whose fertile mind had hatched the idea of 2 8-team major leagues. But in fact, Johnson had merely restored the organizational structure that had been in place during baseball's most prolonged period of success. To understand this, we need to travel back a few decades, back to a time when Ban Johnson was just a boy. Although the 1869 Red Stockings created tremendous excitement about professional baseball, suggesting that profits might be achievable, the following season showed that there was still an enormous impediment to be overcome. In stark contrast to the undefeated mark of the Red Stockings, a number of clubs compiled impressive records in 1870, but each of them suffered at least 4 defeats. It would take a Philadelphia lawyer to decide which of them deserved the championship, declared one puzzled observer. That was no exaggeration. After all, the only fair way to determine a champion is to have every entrant play a comparable number of games against opponents of comparable ability. But doing so was by no means easy. How many teams would be allowed to compete, for example? And what were the criteria for entry? Who would determine when and where they played each other? How would the gate receipts be divided? And who would pay the umpire? For that matter, who would choose the umpire? All of these issues would be bones of contention in the years that followed, as a prolonged series of experiments took place to find an acceptable format. One of the most important decisions to be made when forming an organization of clubs was whether to call it a league or an association. As its name suggests, the members of a league tended to feature stronger central leadership, making it easier to ensure uniformity, fairness, and consistency. It also granted exclusive franchise rights to its teams, and the admission of new entries was conditional on the agreement of the existing teams, giving it continuity. Members were literally in league with one another. An association, by contrast, was a much looser arrangement that provided far less central leadership, leaving most important decisions to the individual teams, and with a roster of entries liable to change dramatically from year to year. The first professional baseball league, the National Association of Professional Baseball Players, founded in 1871, was an extreme example of the latter arrangement. Any team could join by submitting a $10 entry fee, so the National Association was a loose confederation of teams without any centralized leadership. In the absence of a league office or a president with meaningful powers, schedules and player contracts were left to individual teams. Entries were not granted territorial exclusivity, so multiple teams could and often did represent the same city. Biased officiating by local umpires was a recurring problem, as was gambling. Even the actual ball was not standard, with the result that the opening game of the National Association's inaugural season was decided by a 2-0 score, but less than 2 months later, the Philadelphia Athletics defeated the Troy Haymakers 49-33. After 5 seasons, the shortcomings of this approach had become inescapable, and baseball's first professional baseball league passed into history when the National League was formed in 1876. Yet while the structural issues of the National Association are undeniable, it is a mistake to focus too much on them, or even to regard them as errors that could or should have been addressed. When it was formed in 1871, there was no precedent for a professional sports league in North America. England did boast the Football Association, or FA, founded in 1863, but in many ways this was the exception that proved the rule. To begin with, the FA was a confusing mix of amateur and professional teams during its early years, and it was not until decades later that it became an exclusively professional league. As for competition, it was not until the summer of 1871, several months after the birth of baseball's National Association, that the FA's Challenge Cup, now known simply as the FA Cup, was instituted. When it came to the rules, there was even less uniformity. According to a recent official history of the FA, its early influence on the game at large was not dramatic or even widespread. Its membership was small, and its authority and laws were often challenged and sometimes ignored. FA clubs could not even agree about whether it was acceptable to pick up the ball and run with it, which soon led to the division of the sport into rugby football and the game that Americans now call soccer, but that most of the world calls football. Against that backdrop, the irregularities of the National Association seem minor by comparison. It deserves to be remembered not as a failure because it encountered many predictable problems and only survived for 5 years, but as a triumph because, against all odds, it showed that the concept of such a league was viable. For that matter, many of the features that now appear ill-advised were in fact vital to its success. The absence of exclusive territorial rights, for example, helped to nurture intra-city rivalries that boosted attendance while reducing travel expenses and making scheduling easier. Although a bureaucrat's nightmare, the National Association was a delight for players and fans because it featured all the top teams and players of the era and offered a basis for them to compete. Boston Red Stockings pitcher Albert Goodwill Spaulding was one of the brightest stars in the National Association. Only 20 when its first game was played in 1871, he nonetheless earned a circuit-best 19 victories that season as Boston finished second in the association, with each club member earning beautiful gold pins commemorating the accomplishment. Spaulding improved on that total in each of the next 4 years, leading the Red Stockings to 4 straight pennants, often by lopsided margins. By the time he played his last game for Boston in 1875, he had amassed an extraordinary 204 wins while compiling a stellar .323 batting average for good measure. Yet that experience had left him all too familiar with the shortcomings of the National Association. So when he was approached by William Hulbert, the ambitious president of the Chicago White Stockings, Spaulding and 3 other Boston stars signed contracts to play the 1876 season in Chicago, and the 25-year-old pitcher became Hulbert's right-hand man in effecting a fundamental overhaul of baseball's organizational structure. You see, when the National League formed after the 1875 season, the already unstable National Association folded, and the aims of the National League were clear from the start. It was necessary, Spaulding later explained, to draw a sharp line of distinction between the terms club and team. Heretofore, baseball clubs had won and lost games, matches, tournaments, trophies. Henceforth, this would be changed. The function of baseball clubs in the future would be to manage baseball teams. In this new blueprint, it would be those clubs that would form leagues, secure grounds, erect grandstands, lease and own property, make schedules, fix dates, pay salaries, assess fines, discipline players, make contracts, control the sport in all its relations to the public, and thus relieving the players of all care and responsibility for the legitimate functions of management, require of them the very best performance of which they were capable in the entertainment of the public, for which service they were to receive commensurate pay. In short, players would play and experienced business owners would handle baseball's business end, a new direction that was buttressed by a host of new policies. In an overt attempt to correct the National Association's lack of centralized leadership, the structural modifications introduced by the National League included limiting membership to a select number of productive clubs with formal criteria for admission, granting exclusive territorial rights to those franchises, and providing league-wide scheduling. A new emphasis was also soon placed on player discipline, which by 1880 had led to the creation of a published blacklist and of a controversial rule initially known as the five-man agreement or five-man rule, because it allowed each team to reserve exclusive rights to 5 of its players. There was an inherent exclusivity in all of these policies that led critics to derisively refer to Hulbert as the great I am of the league and the baseball pope. In particular, the five-man agreement became the subject of a firestorm of protest as awareness grew that, by eliminating the option of voluntarily switching teams, the rule deprived players of much of their leverage at contract time. But instead, Hulbert and his fellow National League owners continued to expand the five-man agreement, and before long they had inserted a standard reserve clause into the fine print of every player contract. In a country where slavery was still a recent and deeply painful memory, many demanded how such a clause could be ethically or legally justified. To counter such criticisms, the National League owners sought to seize the moral high ground. Pointing to their bans on Sunday baseball and alcohol sales, and to the requirement of a 50-cent admission charge, they insisted that these policies were necessary to elevate the game by making it worthy of the patronage of the most refined spectators. All complaints about the harshness of their disciplinary tactics were likewise met with reminders of the problems that plague the National Association. Of course, the National League is exclusive, they freely admitted, but it only excludes those that don't belong. Smaller cities were excluded, not to be mean, but because their populations were too small to support a team, while players who indulged in gambling, drinking, and contract breaking had to be excluded to preserve the integrity of the game. To underscore that message, league officials could point to New York and Philadelphia, which were expelled after the 1876 season for not completing their schedules, and to Cincinnati, which lost its team after the 1880 campaign for permitting the sale of alcohol and playing Sunday baseball at its ballpark. But many found such arguments unconvincing and believed that the National League had overcorrected to address these issues, with the result that it faced a steady procession of competitors. The first of these was formed only 1 year after the demise of the National Association, which it closely resembled in most regards. Perhaps the most significant difference was that, in recognition of Canadian teams in the Ontario cities of London and Guelph, it was initially known as the International Association. Indeed, the Tecumseh Baseball Club of London was the first champion of the association, with the club awarding each of its players pins commemorating the achievement. Some sources list the International Association as a minor league, but that does not do justice to its talent level or the National League's treatment of it as a formidable threat. Rather, the International Association was the last true association, offering talented teams and players the opportunity to compete for a pennant with none of the potentially troublesome features that a league's insistence on uniformity could bring. Adding to the confusion over the International Association, by its third season, both Canadian entries had dropped out and had adopted the name of its defunct predecessor, the National Association. Many of its teams were plagued by financial woes, and this second incarnation of the National Association passed out of existence after the 1880 season. 1 year later, the association concept was revived with several important modifications. While this American association continued to grant autonomy to its teams on important issues like ticket prices, alcohol sales, and Sunday games, it took a number of steps that gave it greater structure, such as creating a league-wide schedule and granting territorial rights. In effect, this was a hybrid made up of what its organizers saw as the most appealing features of the National League and the two now defunct associations. When the American Association began play in 1882, it soon became clear that it had found the formula for success in cities like Cincinnati, Louisville, Philadelphia, and St. Louis, all of which had sizable populations of immigrants from Germany and other European countries where Sabbath observance was more relaxed and where the opportunity to enjoy a cold beer at the ballpark was appreciated. Supporters of the National League sought to discredit the new challenger by deriding their liberal attitude, but fans paid little heed. After only one season, the established league and the upstart association signed a formal peace treaty in which the American Association agreed to adopt the reserve clause. That document, the National Agreement of 1883, paved the way for exhibition and postseason games between the National League and the American Association. In addition, since any minor league that agreed to recognize the reserve clause was also welcome to sign the National Agreement, it created the larger umbrella that became known as organized baseball. Thereafter, rivals would be derided as outlaws or wreckers by the proponents of the leagues that had agreed to be part of organized baseball. The Major League owners were thrilled about the control they had gained over salaries by means of innovations like the reserve clause and the blacklist. But the players were increasingly disgruntled, leading a series of challengers to step forward. The Union Association debuted in 1884, and both components of that name signaled its intentions. The word association placed it squarely in the tradition of decentralized predecessors like the National Association, while the term union was, if anything, more provocative. Workers' unions of the era were extremely polarizing entities, with the loyalty they evoked in many working men equaled in intensity by the hostility that many Americans felt toward them. Writer H.L. Mencken liked to tell how his father hated unions so much that while working in Baltimore in the 1890s, he positively refused to enter a saloon near his office that was called the Union Bar. As Mencken recalled, the proprietor of that saloon was named Ruth, who later became the father of none other than George Herman Babe Ruth. With the very word union eliciting such strong feelings, the Union Association's name made clear its allegiance to the working man, a stance that led it to reject the reserve clause and make aggressive efforts to sign players under contract to teams in the established major leagues. Unfortunately, only St. Louis owner Henry Lucas had the financial means to afford the salaries of established stars, creating a competitive imbalance that ruined the Union Association's first pennant race. It never had a chance to rectify that problem, folding after a single season. The financial losses of the Union Association made investors leery of such ventures. But the players continued to chafe at their inability to control either their salaries or where they played. In 1885, the Brotherhood of Professional Baseball Players, the game's first union, was organized with New York Giants star John Ward at its head. For a while, it looked as though the Brotherhood and the owners might be able to find middle ground. The relationship between the two groups was further frayed when the owners made several attempts to institute a salary cap and even began to trade and sell the players they controlled by means of the reserve clause. At last, Ward and his fellow players began lining up the investors needed to organize their own league. And in 1890, the Players' National League, more commonly known as simply the Players' League, took the field. A few star players chose to cast their lots with the National League or the American Association, among them Chicago player-manager Cap Anson, who vehemently denounced the departed players for their disloyalty. But over 100 established major leaguers joined the Players' League, including most of the game's biggest stars, giving the challenger a big edge in talent and name recognition. The Players' League introduced several new features, including a much-needed second umpire, but these were little more than tweaks. As the word league in the name suggests, this was not a battle over an organizational structure, but about how to divide the proceeds and about whether a particular clause, the reserve clause, would appear in the contracts of the players. Sensing this, a large number of fans chose to side with neither group, but instead to stay home. With games in all three major leagues played in front of spectators disguised as empty seats, the 1890 season soon turned into a battle for survival. That fall, the investors who had backed the Players' League proved more desperate to get out, and baseball once again had only two major leagues. Or at least for one season it did. In the aftermath of the chaotic 1890 season, the already shaky relationship between the National League and American Association was further aggravated by wrangles over returnees from the Players' League. In one such dispute, Pittsburgh's National League team was accused of the piracy of infielder Louis Bierbauer, earning it the Pirates nickname that endures to this day. As we have seen, an even more consequential outcome was that, at the end of the 1891 season, 8 National League teams and 4 American Association teams were combined to form a single big league. With the Players' Union a thing of the past, and the owners threatening to ban, for all time to come, anyone involved with a rival league, it seemed that all such threats were at an end. Instead, 2 different attempts were made to revive the American Association. The most prominent player involved in a failed 1894 attempt was popular veteran second baseman Fred Pfeffer, who escaped the National League's blacklist when over 10,000 fans signed a petition pledging a boycott of Major League games if he were blacklisted. So the league settled for issuing a modest fine that Pfeffer's supporters paid on his behalf, and claiming that the next offender would be banished forever. Another effort to reorganize the American Association occurred 5 years later, in 1899, and this time the most notable participant was none other than Cap Anson, long known for his fierce loyalty to the National League. But when relieved of his managerial duties in Chicago after the 1897 season, Anson became an outspoken critic of the league, denouncing it as a gigantic monopoly intolerant of opposition and run on a grab all there is in sight basis. This effort also failed, but the involvement of men so little inclined to insurrection as Pfeffer and Anson in attempts to revive the American Association highlighted the crying need for changes to baseball structure. The field was now clear for Ban Johnson, whose decision in 1900 to call the American League a league rather than an association showed that he saw no need to dramatically alter the structure of baseball. Rather, his years as a Cincinnati sports writer and then at the helm of the Western League had convinced him that such a league could be operated much more efficiently, and that the competition of the dual league structure of the 1880s had been good for baseball. The result was that after the American League's first 2 seasons, witnessed a flurry of clandestine player signings and name-calling back and forth, in 1903, John Brush and his fellow National League owners were forced to concede that Johnson's league had come to stay. They signed a peace treaty that restored the same basic arrangement that had been created 20 years earlier when the National League had agreed to recognize the American Association as its equal. The wisdom of that decision was made apparent when it was followed by 50 years of such remarkable stability that none of the 16 teams in either league folded or relocated. After a tumultuous 3 decades, baseball had found a formula for 20th century success.
Hopefully you all enjoyed that. Lesson number 5, baseball's many leagues and associations. All right, let me move over to my other screen here, get set up. So hopefully everybody's having fun here. Looks like we have 6 people watching. 7 thumbs up. Appreciate that. Thummies up, thummies up, thummies up for me. First order of business I do have to do, though, is get my entries into... Excuse me. Sorry, I am getting a little bit of a cold and using some of my wife's special garlic and ginger teas that she's concocted for me. But let me get things ready here. I got to do my wheel of names for my monthly drawings for the month of October. I got to get the entries from... Sorry, oops, no, wrong keyboard. All right, so let me get in. First this morning was Bibi Babka. Bibi Babka. Got to get a few entries in for Bibi. Alright, got Vivian. I gotta get cards in my car with our Posada. Pretty sure I've seen him hanging out here. Oh my word, we're gonna have to have a station identification break here. And I got to ring the bell a few times. Left Behind is keeping me busy right from the get-go. Oh my word. Oh my word. 4 more ginger and garlic if needed. Boom, boom, boom. 10 bell ringers for Left Behind. And you know what that means also, there, Left Behind. I gotta get your entries into the wheel names also. What's up, Posada? All right. Thank you there, Left Behind Times, for that $9.99 $10 super chat. Appreciate that. Every time you ring your bell, my dog goes crazy and thinks it's the doorbell. Oh, are you at home today there, Robert? You must be at home. That is funny. All right, let me get cards in my car with our Posada. Get his entry in here real quick. Oh, what did it do? Okay. All right. Forgot to hit that. All right. I got to get Chuck Dupree in here. Chuck Dupree. Yeah, I am being dropsy. Hopefully I'm not being dropsy when I start to get this little baby box that Left Behind sent me. Okay, let me get John Fishman. And let me pop back into the stream here real quick, and then we will be almost caught up. I have got to get Left Behind Times. My word. I got to do 10 entries for him. All right, get back to my wheel of names. Let's see. That one will actually work better. All right, get down here. Got that group. That group. All right, I think I am all caught up here on that portion of the stream. And now I have to get things organized to figure out how we are going to do this humongous box. I mean, this little box that Left Behind sent me. Okay, let me, let's see. Did I save that? Make sure I save it. I gotta save it. Don't want to lose all those new entries I just put in there. Our wheel is definitely getting full. We are what? Halfway through the month of October. So on Halloween, on the 31st of October, in 15 days, we will, or 16 days, whatever that equates to, we will have our monthly drawing for the month of October. Let me get back to the stream here. All right, I think I've got all the chats all caught up here. So I'm going to go and refresh back into the live on both of them. And then, this is going to be fun. And Kevin, if he was here, he'd know what I'm dealing with here as far as how much space I have in front of me. So, let's see. I'm going to have to tip this up a little bit. I kind of covered his name up there, but as you can see, this is a 10-pound box. So it's a little bit good size. And Blake, there's your LBT up here, Left Behind Times. I just did it that way to kind of, and yeah, you can see this little corner, probably the corner got dinged, but well, hopefully when we open it, it still survived. But at the beginning of today's video, this is the way I kind of highlighted the box. You can see on the bottom there, I did, oh, I forgot. Did I have? No. Yeah, that's right. This little teeny label I have here, I took it from the side where the other label was. That's what they use for their sorting process at UPS. But this is Left Behind's box. It says, please handle with care, fragile, thank you. Just a little side note there, Left Behind, especially from when I worked for the post office and stuff. It's kind of an inside joke, and I shouldn't really tell on my coworkers and stuff, but it's mainly for the clerks when they're sorting packages. One thing I do recommend is whenever you do ship something very, very important, you could put insurance on there and then say, please handle with care, and then they'll notice that it is an insured product. So they will try to handle it much better. I'll just leave it on that silly side note, if you know what I mean. But I'm going to go ahead and figure out how I can try and, oh my word. Well, you'll probably have to see part of my screen in the background. You can see it right there. But this way I can get the top here. I don't know if I lay it sideways and open the top and everything will fall out in front of me. So true, Don. Laugh out loud. I know what you mean. Yeah, I think I noticed you posted something the other day and I wasn't aware of that with you. But that was kind of nice to know. Some little tidbits about Robert Posada. All right, let's see. I got that side done. Got that done. Oh, look at that. It must have been just the way that sticky tape didn't hold quite well there. Well, let's see. I got the top opened. That's the start of the battle, right? That's the start of the battle. I will put my knife away because I don't think I might need it for whatever I might find in here. But let me see if I can take a peek in. Uh-oh, there's a note in the very top of the box. Okay, okay, understand. Oh my word. I guess I could, if I do it carefully. Oh my word. I like that. I like that. Sorry. I am going to figure out how to open this box and see if I can get it tipped toward the camera. Because I kind of see the way things are in here, and I don't think anything should fall out to the best of my knowledge. Tickets at Mariner. Oh, that's where he got the True to the Blue label he made up here. The True to the Blue. Well, let's see. I'm going to do it that way, but is it okay if I share this note? Is it okay if I share this note there left behind? Let me see. I can squish that all the way back. Let's see. I'm going to put this on top here. Oh, no. Wait, I think I got something heavier that might hold that lid open. If that falls off, we're in trouble. Because that will mean... oh, my word. Uh-oh, I got to be careful on one of the packages in the back there. I like that. Oh, my word. I don't know, we might have to save and have a box break here, but let me read this this note. It says, Uncle Donald, this is the box that keeps on giving. Have fun digging through the baseball joy as we on the channel watch you open. It says on the bottom here, God bless, left behind times, and P.S. one item is for Dearman. Okay, so I will take that item and send that off to Dearman when I got the next item going towards his direction. Him and Huber's cards. Huber gets a Baltimore Oriole team bag, and Dearman 2019 gets a team bag that I sent to them, and the one I sent out earlier this month, I reversed the packages and put the wrong labels on. So Dearman got Huber's, and I think today Huber's probably got Dearman's. So they'll have to get in touch with one another and mail each other's packages to each other. Dearman already reached out to me and talked to me on that one, so that was kind of very interesting. But thanks there, Left Behind, for the little note there, and God bless, I appreciate that. So I'm going to do the simple thing real quick right here. This is one little item that was on the top here. Don't just sit there. I like some of the different things that he puts in here. Is the item that's for you can share everything in there. Okay, no problem. But yeah, that's kind of cool there, and I like how he's got a scripture reference on here. Let me just, since this was on the very top, I like how he says some extra blue tape for you. I save all my little pieces, by the way, and I use it and reuse it until I don't have no more use for it. But I like this. I like this. Don't just sit there. We'll set some of this stuff aside for now. Okay, Dearman's is appropriately labeled. I'm going to be careful. Oh my word. There is so much stuff hidden in this box here. But I'm going to go with this little package here that was right on top here. I like Left Behind. He'll package things mysteriously from what I saw on Kevin's channel, that's for sure. I try and save this stuff, but I don't know if it's going to save. Boom. I should almost get my Bible out and read these verses that that Left Behind's putting on here. I like these. 15 of the most unforgettable moments in baseball history. That is interesting. Sorry. You packed it. I'm going to take time going through it. But some of the tape is unavoidable. Don't just sit there. Clip coupon here and take your first big step to real success. Huh. Know what I should have done? Hold on just a second. I'm going to be right back. I've seen Kevin do this on his channel, especially with stuff from Left Behind and different people. But Luke chapter 21, verse 28. Let me go in my big Bible here. This is my pocket Bible. But it says Luke chapter 1, verse 28 on this little package here. So here we go, right up here. It's Luke chapter 21, verse 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Luke chapter 21, verse 28 was on this first package that I'm opening here from Left Behind. So keep that in mind. Let me keep this little sheet here, the scripture reference that's in here. I'm going to have to keep a separate little package just for this. And then now he's got here Psalm 19:1. I think he's going to be having scripture references throughout this package is my guess. So let me go into the book of Psalms here. Psalm chapter 19. Sorry, I didn't know this was turning into a Bible lesson. But that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Psalm 19, verse 1. God's word says, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork." How true. How true there. How true. Psalm 19:1. And this one here, it looks like we've got some more cards. Just probably a last minute. I like the battle. Jesus Aguilar. Or some might say it, Jesus Aguilar. I like, that was appropriate how you put that one on the back there, Left Behind. That was, and John Fishman says he's back. All right, so Carlos Santana with the Cleveland Indians. Another Carlos Santana. Jackie Bradley Jr. Jackie Bradley Jr. with Top Stadium Club. Are these new ones from this year? No, 2015. Here, I'm going to keep these in order, kind of. Jackie Bradley Jr. Ooh, Independence Day. There we go. Gregory Polanco. Independence Day card. Is that from 2017 Tops? Brian Abreu, rookie card. Oh, my word. Brian Abreu, rookie card. And then Raciel Iglesias, Top Stadium Club from 2018. Carlos Gomez with the Milwaukee Brewers. Carlos Santana with the Cleveland Indians. and Jesus Aguilar with the Milwaukee Brewers. Okay, I knew there'd be a connection and I wasn't paying attention. They've hit the ball and I can see what they're doing. I know what they're doing there. Trying to think if anyone else figures out. They're all looking at the sky? No, they're looking up. That's what every Christian needs to be doing, is looking up, being thankful to God for what they've been able to accomplish. Right there, left behind, Carlos Santana, Jackie Bradley Jr. pointing up, Gregory Polanco pointing and looking up for Brian Abreu, Raciel Iglesias, Carlos Gomez with the Brewers, Carlos Santana. A little bit of a hint in here. Most of these are most likely Christians. My first guess would probably be that they are probably Catholics, but that doesn't necessarily mean that. I'm going to leave that together like that in the package. Thanks there, Left Behind, and thanks for pointing that out to me. I was not even thinking about that. That is a nice little package right there. Okay, so let me set this aside for now. I'm going to just have to pile this off on as I can find space here. I don't think I'll be opening everything today, but we will see. I got to figure out how to do this real quick. Let me take this box out, but I got to make sure that I'm hiding something, only because you have an address showing there. Okay, so let me pull this out for a second here. Oh my word, what do you got in here? He's got all kinds of little trinkets in this thing, but this looked like a box. Oh my word. All right, so this is just a bag that I can use for reshipping products, but this is a I will take it out of this packaging here in just a minute here. And as you can see, he does have other stuff hiding lurking in the background. I think this must be Dearman's package. I'll have to put this Dearman package and send this off to Dearman. So I take it this is the Dearman box there, left behind. Donald, you sound like you are getting sick. Are you feeling okay? Oh, I am fine. This is just every year I get this cold. And that's what this is. It's this time of year, fall and the season changing. So I'm taking it that this is the one and only Dearman box. Laugh out loud, yep. Okay, well, I will set this aside, and I will probably send this, instead of waiting for a box I'm going to send out, I guess because Left Behind knows that I have Dearman's address. So, I'm going to set this aside for now. I do like the way he put this together here. He's got Bryce Harper here, the Phillies. He's got all kinds of, it's a limited edition type box for Dearman. I think Dearman's going to be floored by the time he gets this one. Another Bryce Harper, fine one, autograph per box on average. I like what you did on the side here. The one and only Dearman. Make sure I don't miss any interesting trinkets on the side of this box. But I will get that mailed out to Dearman for sure. For you there, Left Behind. Let me commence to opening this here. If I can figure out, I think I can see somehow how it is. Oh my word. definitely, I don't think anything probably got damaged where that little bend was, that's for sure. But I'm going to cautiously open this bag here without cutting myself that you've got packaged up here. And I'm thinking I might save this one for another day once I get it unpackaged here. Blake, you definitely got this one secured very well, that's for sure. I'll say that. Okay, I think I might be able to pull off the bubble wrap here. I'm pretty positive. I'm going to take that off for now so it don't fall over and bust everything open somewhere around me. And this is in this is definitely official blue tape seal. Sorry. I don't know if I want to open this one now, but this one says Blomdahl cards. I like that. Cal Ripken Jr., Ken Griffey Jr., Ichiro. This is a Topps Series 1 Collector's Edition Hall of Fame. That almost looks like a little Hall of Fame puzzle he put on there. He's got his authenticity stickers here. He's got the National Baseball Hall of Fame, MLB Players. What does that say? Choice. MLB Players Choice. It does say official tape. On here he's got find autographs of Griffey, father and son. 2020 Baseball Series 1. This is definitely a repackaged box here. Seattle Mariners Baseball. I do like this. The Topps Baseball, the real one. Everybody kind of knows what box this is, right? It's a 1989 Topps Baseball. Because he knows I'm a big Griffey fan. But this is awesome. Oh, there we go. There we go. Don Russ, Diamond King, Seattle Mariner, but that is Baltimore Oriole. That is definitely the real one. They're Topps with a little. He's got the Seattle Mariner emblem on the top of this one. The real one, Mariners cards. I'm hinting that there's probably Mariners cards in here. The real one, Mariners cards, even though he's got Cal Ripken Jr. here too. But I'm going to set this off to the side for now, if I can. I'm going to just set it off to the left of me here. This is phenomenal. That is an awesome box there left behind, that's for sure. Now I've got to figure out how to... I'm going to tip this down because it had your address on there left behind, and I don't think you really wanted that shown. Yeah, it says Bibby Bobka says Christmas has come early. That is for sure. I'm going to just pull this off to the side for now, real quick. That one was covered, but this one wasn't. So I just wanted to cover this for sure, but I'll have to see what that is in just a second here. It says some extra blue tape for you. Some extra blue tape for you. Looks like we've got some goodies in the bottom there. Oh my word. That looks like a baseball ticket or something. Oh, I like that. Winning combinations on the back here. Junior stars. Cal Ripken Jr. and Ken Griffey Jr. Might have something new to add to my front of my stand here. What do we got here? Metallic Impressions Cooperstown Collector's Cards, special 5-card Babe Ruth edition. Wonder if that's a Babe Ruth or a... We'll see what that is in a moment. We've got a book here. Oh my word, that is an oldie. Pyramid Books, 50 cents, 1979. Baseball Stars of 1969. Denny McLain with the Detroit Tigers, behind-the-scenes stories of the big leaguer stars, lifetime statistics, a fast-action picture section inside, and predictions for the coming season. This is probably my oldest baseball book I got now. Grand Slam, like Bob Gibson and Denny McLain, Baseball Stars of 1969 is a winner. Here are all the thrills and action of America's greatest sport, written by some of today's outstanding sports writers. Here are exciting inside stories of Diamond Stars, lifetime statistics, and an 8-page picture section, and some surprising predictions for the upcoming season. The lineup: Frank Howard, Mays, Yastrzemski, McLain, Rose, Horton, Gibson, Mantle, Lolick, and Brock, and many other baseball stars of 1969. My, oh my. I could sit here and read this right now, because I was 11 years old when this book came out. Oh, and it's broken down by sections. Let's get to the picture section there. Oh, there we go. There we go. Here's some old-time pictures. Hank Aaron with the Atlanta Braves. Ernie Banks with the Chicago Cubs. There goes a Lou Brock. Lou Brock. Roberto Clemente. And then Bob Gibson. Ken Harrelson with the Boston Red Sox. And Willie Horton with the Detroit Tigers. I'm not going to read the whole book. I'll show you the pictures here real quick, though. Frank Howard with the Washington Senators. Mickey Lolick with the Detroit Tigers. Willie McCovey with the San Francisco Giants. Then we've got Denny McLain with the Detroit Tigers. Mickey Mantle with the New York Yankees. Juan Marichal with the San Francisco Giants. Willie Mays with the San Francisco Giants. Whoa, look at that young Pete Rose there in this book here. Pete Rose with the Cincinnati Reds, and Luis Tiant with the Cleveland Indians. I remember watching all these guys playing when I was a kid. My dad loved baseball. He played baseball in Minnesota when he was in high school. Billy Williams with the Chicago Cubs, and Carl Yastrzemski with the Boston Red Sox. That is awesome. Thank you there, Left Behind. Appreciate that. Make sure there's no hidden notes or something hidden around in here. I'll discover that later when I read through it. And then what do we got here? We got some, oh my word, we got some old books in here. And they're sleeved up, people. Koufax Memory Album, Next Super Bird. Mike Epstein. Baseball's 1967 yearbook. Oh my word. Now you're going to get me in trouble by my wife there, Left Behind. See all this old stuff coming out of this box. She'll say, now what are you going to start collecting? I'm like, I'm not going to collect more of these, but it's nice to look and go through these magazines in a little bit. My word, Baseball Sports Stars of 1969. These are from the 60s. Oh my word. I see the next one coming out of the box there. Oh my word. There we go, 1976, 36-year baseball. Most complete, most informative, Street and Smith's official yearbook. 1976. Anybody have any indication as to what took place in 1976? 1976. Sorry. I graduated in 1977, but if I didn't get let back in third grade, I would have graduated in 1976. So I got let back a year. So instead of graduating in class of 1976, which was our nation's 200th birthday, the bicentennial of the United States, but this is awesome. Fred Lynn with the Boston Red Sox. And then, oh my word, cool cigarettes. I bet you they were really cool back in the day. Let's see, we got another one in here. Oh my word. This one is Lou Brock. How he fires up the cards. Yastrzemski, man with a mission. Freeman, key to the Tigers. Features on 50 other baseball players. And a hockey special. Why goalies crack up. My word. What year is this one? Does it say somewhere? 1968. 1968. I was 10 years old then. 1968. My word, left behind. We got another one in here, and I think we've hit the bottom of the box. So, Braves 1969 scorebook. Powerful gasolines from the number one in name and racing. Pure Union 76 Pure Oil Division. Was this a program from back in the day? This must be, I like that old Coca-Cola type style pictures. You've got friends you've never heard of. Braves 1969 scorebook. I'm thinking this is, did these used to come from, they have colored price stickers. Just leave them on. Picked them up at a garage sale, and when I tried to peel sticker off, it tore some of the magazine. Just for your information. Oh, no problem. No problem. I understand. Yep. That is cool. A 1969 Braves program. I'm thinking that's a program. That's what they used to call scorebooks back in the day. So let me see real quick if I can move this out of the way without making a bloody mess here. I'm going to move the box out of the way so we got a little bit more space here to do some more looking here. This one's got me intrigued. This one's a smaller package, that's for sure. This one's another smaller package, but I don't know. I'm thinking here. What do I want to do here? That was the year I was discharged. Honorable Kevin, in case you wanted to make a joke. Oh boy. So let me see. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the chat. Let me go back a little bit. Sounds like you're getting. Okay, I remember reading that. So left behind times. Sorry for the wait. My cost extra. Oh no, that's fine. It'll just go in a. I know how to package it up. It'll only cost me probably about $6 or $7 to mail it off to German. That's no problem. Because I'll send it priority mail. It's gonna probably weigh too much. Let me just weigh it real quick and see. I don't think it'll go first class mail. It'll have to go priority, and that'll be the cheaper way to send it. Yeah, it's almost 2 pounds. But I will put it in a package and then in a priority bubble mailer, so it'll be nice and secure. And then I knew you would enjoy the vintage stuff. Oh yeah, I'll take time and look through those magazines, and it'll bring back memories. That's for sure. That's for sure. You know what? I'm not worried about the shipping on that one because you've given me so many super chats through the months. You've more than covered the shipping cost to get it to them. Take your time, Uncle Donald. Enjoy. Bibi Bobka saying Christmas came early. Yep. Thanks for covering the address. It's all good. Oh, no problem. Yeah, I kind of saw that there, and I was like, let me cover it up here. Don't need to do any kind of free advertising here. or I might leak it out, and you might not want people to know where you live. So knew you would enjoy the vintage stuff. Hey everyone, left behind official scorebook program from Fulton County Stadium. That is awesome. Kevin's card collecting and more. I look forward to going back and watching the beginning. This box appears to be awesome. Oh, it was a big 10-pound box there, Kevin. That's for sure. That was the year I was discharged honorably. I don't think I missed a whole lot here. LLL Robert. Wasn't even thinking about that, Robert. Robert Hone, 1976. 1976, I was in the oven. You were born in 1976 there, Kevin? You were born on America's 200th birthday. Sam Sport Shop, hello. What's up, Mr. Donald? Hi, Kevin. Ouch. I haven't scares older than Kevin. And hello, Robert Hone. Robert Hone. Well, let's see. I'm trying to think. This one is kind of unique, only by the look of it. But I'm going to try and split it up. Today is Thursday. Let's see. We got the big box. I'm thinking I want to save the big Mariners box maybe for next Thursday. But I'm intrigued about. I like these kind of unique type little sets, and these are metallic impressions, Cooperstown. If this is a Babe Ruth set, I am like going to be totally intrigued. But if it's just a box, that is fine with me also, because this is a 1994 family of Babe Ruth and the Babe Ruth Baseball League, incorporated under license authorization by Curtis Management Group, Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm sorry, I'm intrigued on this one. I gotta open this one up. Oh my word. The only reason I want to do this is I have a Ken Griffey set, a Ken Griffey Jr. set similar to this, and this is a Babe Ruth set. A little bit almost similar to my Ken Griffey Jr., and I do like that they have these. Did it say 5? Yeah, special 5-card Babe Ruth edition. Oh my word. I like this one. I like old things like this. I mean, it's not super old, but Babe Ruth. And I like they will have items and information on the back of the cards themselves. Sorry. Let me move this back down to the break table here. That's what I'm doing wrong here. Pay attention to what you're doing, Blondal. You're so excited about what's going on. I really do appreciate this, Left Behind. Ever since the first time you mentioned it, I'm like, I'm just going to be like a kid in a candy store and be patient. Did that make any sense? I grew up in a candy store. You got to remember that. And everybody wonders why I'm a little bit chubby. But Babe Ruth. Oh, I like this one with the bats. I've seen that picture before. I like that one with the bats. And then this one here. I don't know. Did they number these cards? Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Card number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go through and review this one here, and then maybe we'll get ready to just wrap things up for today. Maybe. We'll see. I don't want to spoil all the fun all in one shot, but I am going to save the big baseball card box for a separate video all by itself. Matter of fact, well, yeah, it'll be coming up soon. It'll either be next Thursday or at a future date for sure. But I'm going to go through, and I just want to highlight this Babe Ruth set real quick and just kind of go through it in a roundabout fashion here. All right, so this one is the, they don't really have much on the front except for Babe Ruth and poses, but these are metallic cards. You can probably hear me hitting the back here. It is a metal card set. They have done these through the years. But Babe Ruth, card number 1, it says, how do you want your proof that Babe Ruth was the greatest baseball player of all time, anecdotally or statistically? Whether you measure his performances by the numbers or listen to the stories told about the Babe and tote up how many yards he added to the fabric of baseball, the result is the same. Babe Ruth did more for baseball than any other person who played the game. He yanked baseball away from the Black Sox scandal and sent it roaring through the roaring 20s. No other player lived larger, hit the ball farther, ate bigger, set more records, inspired more stories, received more respect from opposing pitchers, laughed louder, or drew more fans. That is card number 1 in this 5-card set. Card number 2, we'll read the back of this one. Where do you begin to describe Babe Ruth's statistical accomplishments as a hitter? How about here? In 1918, at the zenith of the dead ball era, Ruth led the American League in home runs with 11 in only 95 games. In 1919, Ruth led the major leagues in home runs again, this time with 29 in a mere 130 games. No one had hit that many home runs since 1884. The next year, the lively ball arrived, and Ruth once more set a modern home run record with 54 in only 458 at-bats. That means 1 out of every 9 at-bats, he hit a home run. Is that right? Yeah. Yep, roughly. The next time the record was broken, it was by Ruth with 59 homers. And then it was broken again. It was by the Babe with 60. All told, Babe hit 714 home runs in less than 17 full seasons. He created the home run mystique. Let's see, what's left behind saying? Only one is of it original packaging replaced with a sleeve. Oh, that's no problem. Left behind. Hi, Sam's. Good afternoon, East Coast, and good morning, West Coast, says Cardinals fan 1990. All right, and then left behind said, maybe just open the big box to read the notes, but don't open what's in there until next week, like you said. All the Ruth cards are in original packaging, except for one is in a sleeve. Oh, no problem. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'll open up the big box and read the notes, and then I'll split up opening these up in different videos and give you shout outs in each of those videos that I open up another part of your family mail call. I'll probably do this one in a separate video too, since it's already pre-packaged and came your way, I guess. Maybe you ordered that from somewhere, is my guess. So in card number 3, Babe Ruth. Yeah, I don't want to stay on too much longer, but just wanted to get a sip of water there real quick so I can get through these next 3 cards. Okay, so in card number 3, Babe Ruth. Babe's best years took place during the lively ball era, which was more fiction than fact anyway. The ball wasn't really juiced. It just seemed like it when Ruth hit it. Batting averages soared and ERAs took a beating. The Babe Ruth had a heck of a decade. He hit 421 homers during the decade, knocked in 1,331 hits, hit 355, and posted numbers in 1924 that boggle the imagination. 59 home runs, 171 RBIs, 177 runs, a 378 batting average, and an incredible 846 slugging percentage. Ruth's 20s numbers from the core of his career stats and set the tone for an incredible decade of baseball. It gives his 10-year totals on the bottom here. I didn't read it in the last one. Okay, I see they do different stats, but this gives 1,399 games in 10 years, 4,880 at-bats, 1,365 runs, 1,734 for hits, 314 doubles, 82 triples, 467 home runs, 1,331 RBIs, 1,236 walks, base on balls, 795 strikeouts, and a 10-year average of 355. Let's see, the other ones, what did they list? No stats on. Okay, that was the first one they listed the stats on. I didn't think I saw them on the first ones. Moving on to card number 4 in this set looks like it has his pitching stats on this one. All right, probably the one thing that most fans forget about is Babe Ruth is that he was not just a good pitcher, he was a great pitcher. Pitchers relied more on a straight fastball, then perhaps with a slow curve or a spitter for a changeup. And Ruth had a great fastball. In his first full season with the Red Sox, he won 18 games, 2 20-win seasons followed before Ruth became too valuable a commodity as a hitter to pitch every 4th day. Once he was dealt to the Yankees, Ruth would pitch a game or 2 each year, and with a powerhouse lineup backing him up, he usually won. It says in his 10-year pitching career, he had 94 wins and 46 losses with a winning percentage of .671, pitched in 163 games, games saved 148, CG, I'm trying to, 107, SH, 17, 4 saves, okay. Oh, games started. He played in 163 games, 148 games started, 4 saves, 1,221 and a third innings pitched. He gave up 974 hits, 10 home runs. Wow, only 10 home runs he gave up in his pitching career. That averages to only 1 a year. 441 base on balls, 448 strikeouts, and a 2.828 ERA. My word. All right, looks on the card number 5 here. They list all 22 years his baseball stats, but Babe Ruth's off-field exploits are every bit the match for his on-field stats. I didn't room with Babe Ruth, I roomed with his suitcase. Jimmy Reese once said of his days as the Babe's roomie, and he meant it. Babe was renowned for his carousing. He snacked on hot dogs in between innings and stayed out all night, stumbling into the dugout bleary-eyed and hitting a couple of homers. He missed the better part of the 1925 season with a bellyache, and when you had a stomach like Babe's, there was an awful lot to ache. Babe retired at age 40 with no regrets and the best stat line in history. So here's his 22-year stats. He played in 2,503 games. He had 8,399 at-bats, 2,174 runs, 2,873 hits, 506 doubles, 136 triples, 714 home runs. He had 2,213 RBIs, 2,056 base on balls. He struck out 1,330 times, and his overall career average was 342. Go to bed right now. I know it sounds like sinus and probably is, but why take a chance? Oh, don't worry. I'm going to rest right after this, that's for sure. I'm going to put this back in the box. And I'm going to do one more thing because Left Behind requested it. And since he is the purveyor of this content, I will honor his wishes for sure. And then I'll go ahead and end this stream for now. That's for sure. I can tell by his address on here, he does have a city route. So he must be in the city limits wherever he lives. I like that Tino Martinez there. USA Baseball. I can see that there. But I'm going to save that for another time. So he wants me to read the notes that are in this big box that he made me. This is like a 1989 Topps baseball box. Oh, I got to figure out where to put all these magazines now. And the books. I do have a stack. It'll just be added into my stack. I might put these in a separate binder to keep them in a nice type unit. But they will be taken care of. Don't worry, they're left behind. So he wants me to open the official blue tape here. And then we will see what we have in here. I'm wondering if he's got it, or it might be a repackaged box. But I have gone over everything that's here. Oh my word. Did you guys see what I just saw when I opened this? Oh my word. I gotta put this more front and center. It's a hit. It's a hit. Oh no. Oh, there we go. The anchor holds. Oh my word. Oh my word. It says the anchor holds. I like this. Oh, he actually made this on, is this on a baseball card? At Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, home of the Atlanta Braves. Capacity 52,000. First game 1965. Wait a minute. When was that book that you gave me? That was the 5th year of Fulton County Stadium? My word. That's a collector book there. Left Behind Times, 1 of 1. Is that your... Oh, that's his... I've got an autograph card to put in the front here. The anchor holds. I got to find a spot for that one now. But Hebrews chapter 6, verse 19. Let me see. Let me leave that right there for now. I will read the rest of the notes, but I got to read this. I got to look up this here in my Bible. Hebrews. Hebrews chapter 6, verse 19. Don't worry, Kevin. You'll notice this when I bring this somewhere soon. I'm not, due to lack of weight, when I do go somewhere in a trip coming up soon. So this is Hebrews 6, verse 19. Oops, I went back too far, didn't I? Oh, wait a minute. Come on. I had it, and I passed it. Hold on now. I'm having one of those senior moments again. I had it, and then I went past it. Yeah, we're getting up to it. I don't use this small book too often. Only when I'm, so let's see, Hebrews 6:19. Hebrews 6:19 in God's Word, it says, we're in the book of Hebrews, verse 19, which hope we have as an anchor of the soul, both sure and steadfast, and which entereth into that within the veil. In Hebrews chapter 6, verse 19. The anchor holds. There we go. But thank you. I now have a 1-of-1 Blake Bailey. He's got a ball cap on. But he definitely is a Braves fan, and it's a Braves sticker card with Fulton County Stadium on the back, home of the Braves. Well, I got to find me a home for that. Right next to Mr. Blomdahl over there. You can see yourself over there, Blake. Let me go in here. Uh-oh. It says baseball cards. Oh, hashtag, oh my word. It says, oh no. All right. So it says here, Blomdahl baseball cards. Seattle Mariners. That's the throwback emblem. What are you getting? These are repacked packs full of oh my word hits. Look for Seattle Mariners players, hot rookies, vintage, Hall of Famers, stars, oddball product, and much more. Additionally, these packs are full of players our beloved YouTube community will enjoy. So please feel free to grip and rip your Blomdahl baseball cards on your channel. God bless Blake B. Left Behind Times. Oh my word, we're going to have a special box break here coming up. Appreciate that. And that's the theme of the box. It's a hit. It's a hit. Okay. He's putting his disclaimer in here. He's putting a disclaimer in here. It says, the cards in your product are not all Gem Mint 10, but most are in good to very good shape. Utilize them the best way you seem fit. For example, Patreon, sell, collect, trade, and content for your channel. Again, thanks so much for giving me the opportunity to create Blomdahl baseball cards. Thanks, Left Behind Times. Oh my word. And as you can see, these are all bubble wrapped in here. I'll probably take out the bubble wrap. And I'm sure there's some significance meaning to the wrapping he probably used. I will look through though. I see a Boston. It looks like it's all baseball related type packaging. That's for sure. I'm just going to open this up for a second here. Looks like the front row is all standing up. And the back row here is all laying down. And it's some type of pages out of a baseball magazine, I'm thinking. And he's got all the packs sealed. So they're all sealed. And each pack has who knows how many cards. Excuse me. Let me count. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Let's see. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Looks like there's 30 packs of sweetness in here. Or there's 30 packs of It's a Hit baseball packs. And I guess maybe we'll see what kind of a hits they are. They're probably going to be grand slams is my guess. Grand slams. So I'm pretty sure, maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like there's about 30 cards, 30 packs of cards in here. My word. You're going to learn some stuff about me in the next few weeks. Uh-oh. all at once or 1 or 2 packs per video? Yeah, I'm probably going to break it down. I might let this series, let's see, I could do 2 packs a day, and that'll cover 15 videos. I could do 15 packs a day when I start this series. My word, Left Behind. What a challenge you have. I'm going to leave that off for now because it's in safekeeping here now. Let me put that in there for now. Put this in here for now. But yeah, I'm going to guess these are probably about even packs. Yep, looks like 30 packs of sweetness. It says Seattle, oh my word, look for relic and autograph Mariners. Thank you very much there, Blake. Yeah, I'm probably going to do that. I think I'll take Kevin's. We're going to be doing a lot of fan mail videos here lately for Let Behind times. That is for sure. Let me set this off to the left here. As I get ready to close things up, we've got 12:08 here. I'm getting pretty close to the 2-hour mark. Oh wait. Every time I open the box, I'm gonna read my disclaimers and my oh my word here. So let me put this in the top of the box. That's going to be definitely a reminder as we go through these boxes. For this box of 30 packs. Yeah, I'll probably do it. Carefields and Blomdahl cards. Very nice, Left Behind. Thanks. If it wasn't for you all, it wouldn't be this much fun. I enjoy the fellowship. 2 packs per day. 2 packs per day. You have cough already. Oh, I'm going to wait. I'll probably wait until next week to start opening this box is my guess. I'm hoping that I can shake this by the weekend. And so I'm going to set this aside for now too, since we previewed that. I probably will, after my Hall of Fame Friday tomorrow, I'll probably open up these 2 packages. Although I do have some brief indications as to what might be in, at least on the front of this one. I like that Tino Martinez. Tino Martinez did play for the Seattle Mariners for a little stint. And then some extra blue tape for you. I like these. And this one's got some weight to it. I think there's a framed, something that's framed in there. I'll probably have to find a spot on the wall next to me here for that one. Oops. Trying to slide out. He slid this in there. I know how to unpackage that one when I get around to it. But, and then probably Saturday, if I'm still doing okay, we will see how things are going. Then I might open up this package on Saturday, and next week start going through the packs. And hopefully, within a few weeks or a month, we'll be through those packs. Let's see, I do 5. We got 30 packs there. Yeah, it could take me a couple weeks, or I could do one a day. That would take me a month, over a month. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That takes 6 weeks if I did 1 pack a day. But I don't know if I'd probably want to do 2 packs a day. So I'd probably get it done in a couple weeks. A little over a couple weeks. I thought the pun was classic. Robert loved it. Hope you feel better. Oh, me too. My wife helps me out. She makes me a garlic and ginger tea that she likes me to drink and stuff, and it usually has worked in the past. Just a home remedy. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to sign off here. All right. Just want to throw another reminder out there. My silver mystery packs are for sale on the channel. I'll have these 13 mystery packs for the channel members only. Down the road, if people want to buy one, I will open it online so you can get a sneak peek of my silver mystery packs that are listed up on my eBay. Criterium Racer, see you later, thanks. Kevin's Card Collecting and more. Let Behind Times, Robert Hone. All right, is Cards in My Car with Arpasada. Are you still hanging out in the background, or did you take off already? I got 10 people watching, but only 9 thumbs up. Give me another thumbs up before we leave today. That would be awesome. Thummies up for me. But appreciate it there, Left Behind. See you guys around. We will see everybody around the channels. Let me get ready to say my signature sign off here. Let me turn the camera around real quick. All right. You can see I don't look too bad. I don't look too bad, but you can hear it in my voice. All right. So this has been Donald Blomdahl, Hall of Fame veteran, sports cards and collectibles. Wow. Having been live to you from Arlington, Washington. That's my throat saying, give it a rest, give it a rest. But, so I'm going to relax a little bit this afternoon, probably watch something on TV, have some soup for lunch or something to help keep me warm, and turn on my little heater downstairs. Heat me up, warm me up, keep me healthy. And hopefully I'll be doing much better tomorrow for our Hall of Fame Friday. Our Hall of Fame Friday tomorrow will contain 10 Hall of Famers will be gone through. Cap Anson, Eddie Collins, Charles Kaminsky, Candy Cummins, Buck Ewing, Lou Gehrig, Willie Keeler, Charles Radburn, George Sisler, and Al Spalding will be a preview for our Hall of Fame Friday tomorrow. And then we will open up some of these, probably these 2 bubble wrap packages. And then on Saturday, I'll probably open up the other mailed package that's in here, or other priority flat rate bubble mailer type package that's there. So you all have a great and wonderful day. I'll turn the camera around so you can see, and I'll point out what my sneak peek from Left Behind will be tomorrow. I will go through and do these 2 items tomorrow, open them up and see what we got in there. And then on Saturday, I'll probably do this one. And then hopefully next week, if I'm feeling better voice-wise, we'll start that Mariners baseball, the real one, Mariners cards for next week's opening. We'll call that a special box opening. 2 packs a day until we complete that product. We'll do 2 packs a day for my... So I'll definitely have family mail call package video time for the next couple weeks for sure. So you all take care. Lord bless you, and have boom ball cards. Is that what it says? Did it say boom ball? No, it says baseball. But I know what you mean, Kevin. All right. So you all take care. Have a great and wonderful day, and we will be seeing you all around the channels. Okay? Bye for now. Take care, and Lord bless you all.